Action.
When we were kids, our dream was to become animators. Something about the simple act of taking drawings and putting them together to make a moving picture felt like we were performing literal magic. Like any of our wildest ideas could now be brought to life. The problem was, animation is really hard. And back then, we didn't have the perseverance needed to make something we considered worthwhile. So eventually, we stopped animating. But we never stopped drawing. We've had our phases, some good, some bad, but recently we've been determined to get better at art, and we still feel like we can learn to create the magic we saw as kids. That's why we're creating an animation in 3 days. Right now, you're watching animations Roman and I made 12 years ago on a program called Flipnote for the Nintendo DSi. This program is what first got us into animation, and even though we clearly weren't the best, these animations hold a lot of good memories. Truth is, we're still severely underqualified to animate, but we've both gotten better at drawing, and we're committed to making a good animation no matter what problems come up. But first, we need a plan.
Okay, I was thinking we should do a short story, no longer than like 60 to 90 seconds. Simple characters, simple plot.
No, I like that. I think a simple character design is going to be huge, though. Something that doesn't have a lot of limbs to worry about, but still has a personality.
Yeah, and the story structure should be easy and simple to follow. You should know the character's motives and how he's going to achieve his goal right from the beginning.
Okay, this is looking good. Let's get to this outline. Yo, what do you think about making the main guy a pirate?
That's actually tough.
No, I'm thinking just because people already know the motivations of pirates, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to animate a sword.
Okay, well in that case, we should set the scene early. I'm thinking something like a beach or a shipwreck. Okay, so obviously the pirate's goal is gonna be...
Hold on. You need a name. Let's call him Max.
Okay, obviously Max's goal is gonna be to get the treasure. But why he wants the treasure, that's what we're gonna change. Yo, catch.
Now the art style is going to be a little tricky. We know Max's design is going to be simple, but the environment doesn't have to be. Since the environment isn't as animated as Max, we can actually spend a lot of time trying to make it look as good as possible. Okay, so we know who the character is, his goal, and how he's going to get there.
What about adding a villain?
Yeah, I was trying to figure that out, and honestly, I think the villain should just be the obstacles on his path to the treasure. As much as I'd love to do some awesome fight scene, I think if we try to animate two different people, we're just going to be pushing it.
Alright, I'm gonna be honest, this looks like a lot.
Yeah, but it also looks really good. I think once we organize it, it's going to be a little bit shorter, so...
Alright, well, we got the outline done. Let's get to work.
Alright, so I'm going to work on the storyboards now, which is going to take the rest of the night because it includes every single scene, the animations in those scenes, etc. But we do know the background since we already worked on those, so while I do that, you can work on these.
Alright, bet, let's go.
Let's do it.
Alright, to be honest, this whole challenge is going to be a little harder for me just because I'm not at the same level as Ian when it comes to drawing. I actually just spent a whole week this past summer just focusing on improving my art. I even sold my first art piece. But to be honest, staying consistent has been hard, and it's been a while since I've drawn like that. But this challenge has reminded me why I like drawing in the first place. I just hope I don't have to do too many backgrounds.
Alright, time to start actually animating. This storyboard is going to be the blueprint for the animation. I've shown how the character should move, detailed exactly what's happening in each scene, and did my best to set the standard for an art style.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, this looks crazy, bro. You locked in,
Appreciate
bro.
you.
Like, I did some of the backgrounds last night. Oh shoot,
These are actually good.
Good looks, bro.
Alright, well in that case, because we gotta split up, do you want to just take most of the backgrounds and like some of Max's stuff, and then I'll just focus on Max specifically?
Yeah, sounds good.
Alright, time to work like animators. Alright, so it's been about 5 hours since I started animating and things are going. To be honest, it didn't even start off good. I started with the scene where Max gets up, but because his character design is so simple, it just looked weird. I don't know. I've been debating on whether we should change the design, but I mean, we liked it yesterday. So I skipped to a scene where he's jumping because that seemed like it'd be more fun. And it was, at first. But then I just started thinking about it more and it just looks goofy. And I'm still trying to figure out how to fix it, but I try adding more frames and it feels jittery or like he's going really slow. But then I take away frames and it just looks choppy and a little fake. But the worst thing is that's it. That's all I've done in 5 hours. It looks like I've been slacking, but I've been genuinely trying my hardest to make it look good. It's just taking forever. I could just move on and do another scene that I like, but I feel like I'll just be avoiding the problem. And I'll be honest, I assumed I'd be better at this. I mean, at this point, I feel pretty confident in my drawing abilities, but animation is something completely different. I'm just hoping this is going a bit better for Roman.
Alright, truth is, I really don't know how to animate, but I'm not gonna let that be the reason we don't finish the challenge. Look, I know how animation works, and I have decent drawing skills, so if I can just get the first frame to look good, I should be able to use that as reference for every other frame. This process is going to take a lot longer, but it's going to allow me to animate without knowing how stuff actually works. Alright, so right now I'm trying to animate Max looking at a shipwreck. And see, what I was planning on doing was drawing the scene with as much detail as possible, and then on another layer animating the water and the debris floating. But it just looks wrong. I don't know why. Look, I'm gonna try animating this for a little bit longer, but I'm gonna have to take a break because this is gonna cook me if I keep doing it.
Okay, I didn't want to do this for the sake of time, but we're running into a lot of problems, so we should at least watch one video on like the basics of animation.
Bet. Dang, that's a throwback. Alan Becker's an OG YouTuber we used to watch like 13 years ago when he made stick figure fights. He's a huge inspiration. And honestly, he's just insane at animating.
And he has a video I've been meaning to watch called The
12 Principles of Animation, as described by the legendary animators Frank Thomas and Ollie Johnston. So the first principle is squash and stretch. This is the principle that animated objects will get longer or flatter to emphasize their speed, momentum.
All right, Alan, we only got 3 days. Okay, well that was a lot.
Yeah.
We should probably practice. Okay, so if we try the bouncing ball animation, right now it just looks stiff and lifeless, which is pretty much what's happening to my animations right now. But if I add a stretch here and then it squashes here,
Oh shoot, that's tough.
right?
Yo, hold on, let me try something.
Alright, we definitely learned something. So we just go back. Hopefully this gives us a little bit more motivation.
We should be good now.
Alright. I'm about a third through my scenes, and if I'm being honest, I'm starting to lose motivation. Because of that, I'm just going extremely slow. I also walked past Roman, and it looks like things aren't going as good either. So, I'm calling him meet. Alright, how's it going for you?
Bad.
Alright, I figured. Okay, so the way I see it, we got 3 options. Option number 1, we pretty much stay up for the next 32 hours, drink a bunch of caffeine, don't sleep, and just try our best to finish the animation knowing that we probably won't. Option number 2 is to do the same thing but cut out a bunch of different scenes and don't color it, and hopefully that gives us a higher chance, even though we don't really like what it's going to look like. Or option 3, we just do neither of those and just stop animating and push it back for a later date because we're blowing it right now.
Usually you just push through. I'm not gonna lie, down there I was getting fried.
No, it's bad right now.
It's bad. But I would still just say like,
yeah,
push through, to be honest.
Alright, I agree. I say we just keep going. We'll see what happens in the morning.
Facts.
Alright, let's go. Okay, so we're not going to be able to finish this challenge. Between the storyboard, which was just way too long and ambitious, the fact that we don't know how to animate, and also the fact that as the animation is, we just don't really like how it looks, we can't see a good reason to stay up for another 24 hours and just make something that we're not going to be proud of. So for this challenge, we failed.
On a good note, at least we got some practice. And after this video, we can just practice some animation. In the next video, we do this challenge, we can make something actually tough.
Yeah. Well, let's clean up.
Yo, where should we put this?
Oh, I actually wanted to download some stuff off this. Hold on. Alright, we can't put this away without watching a couple, right?
Facts. Honestly, bro, these aren't even that bad.
No, I'm saying none of these are bad. It's because back then we didn't care about what looked good or, I don't know, we didn't even know what looked good. We just thought it was fun to animate.
I am a Super Saiyan. No, you're
Dude,
not.
I think we're blowing it.
Okay, the whole reason we started animating in the first place was because it was fun. And the reason we quit last time was because we sucked the fun out of it. Because we were so worried that it didn't look good. Which is just dumb, because it's never going to look good if we keep quitting. So let's just finish this time. Let's just have fun. Just forget about whether it's too long or too short, whether Max is robotic or not, whether the background is perfect perspective. Let's just make the animation, or as much as we can in 24 hours.
Alright, bro, let's just put the stuff back up then. Yo, now that I'm looking at it, this actually looks good. Like, the story makes sense and Max looks tough, bro.
I'm saying, well, bro, at this point, just choose a scene you want to do, because we're like animators. Let's go.
Alright, as painful as it was, I finished all the backgrounds from last night. I'm just gonna leave those as they are, I'm not touching those. Now I'm working on an animation I'm actually excited to do. With the paper flying in the wind. I've looked at some tutorials on how to do it. I think I got this.
Okay, at this point, I think I'm mastering Max's jumping animation, and he's starting to feel alive. I'm gonna try to focus that energy on the scene where he's using his sword. If you guys have seen any of our previous videos, you know I love drawing cubes, so I'm gonna try to use that to our advantage here.
I'm finishing up this scene with the paper flying in the wind, and I'm realizing the perspective I learned this summer is genuinely helping me with this. Like, this looks good.
Okay, we've definitely gotten better since day one, and because of that, we're moving a lot faster than I thought we would. So even though we said that we wouldn't, I'm gonna try to add a villain. I'm thinking some type of giant monster. I don't really know yet, but whatever it is, I'm just gonna try to have fun with it.
Alright, the rough sketches are done. Now we can finally start inking. No. Alright, well, inking shouldn't take that long, right?
Alright, we need a break.
Yeah. And some coffee.
Dude, this tastes like actual crap. Like, it doesn't taste good. It kind of tastes really bad. Like, you taste the caffeine.
Wow, that tastes like piss.
No, it tastes really bad.
Okay, so it's past midnight and we're almost done inking, but chances are we're not gonna finish. That being said, we're still gonna show you guys what we have by tomorrow morning, and yeah.
But no matter what, we're going to complete this animation after the challenge, and hopefully it'll be up by the end of the video.
Thank you guys for watching, and enjoy the animation.
This tastes so bad. I'm starting to like it. I really don't. It tastes like so bad.